Hello, people of YouTube. It's Brittany, Inner Goddess, here on the tube and elsewhere. Um, I'm hearing in my head the Taylor Swift song. Why you gotta be so mean? um, the the subject is like fighting mean with tarot. Not this is not quite as bad as the death threats, the death attempts. Not at the level of like trying to take you out the game, hope you die, kind of mean, but at the level of petty mean. How to handle that and uh, response utilizing tarot. First thing is awareness level. If you feel like going to tarot about someone being mean, it's either at the flagrant level where like like it's not hidden mean, it's obvious mean. Like the person does want you to know that they're being mean to you. Or it might be in a mean kind of way where they lie to you. You might confront them or kind of be like, is that what you meant? Because the way that I'm perceiving this, that couldn't be what you meant. So correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, no, no. That gotta mean. So at any rate, the first thing to do is to evaluate if you are correct in the vibes, correct in the who, if you are not sure of whomsoever is specifically hostile towards you, you just got vibes in a direction. The next thing that we tend to want to know is why. Why they gotta be so mean? Why? Um, you might get the answer through tarot, or the next thing that comes through might be how to handle it. Often we think, oh, I'm gonna confront this person, but sometimes that's not the answer. Sometimes it's keep living your life. Sometimes it's keep living your life better. Sometimes it's remove yourself from the situation. This is a reason why you learn those cards. You learn the cards so that in any given situation, you know what's being said to you. The next thing that I want to address, though, is that sometimes it happens. I think that it's terrible. It's terrible, but I'm going to refer back to nursing for a second. That the nurse's station is like one of the pettiest places in the world. hairstylists, y'all know there's Petty Wap in the hair salon too. And I don't speak the language, but I'm sure there's Petty Wap up in the nail salon too. In tarot, it's like you would think, it's like, oh, it shouldn't be. They're all spiritual over there. Well, so sorry. But there be Petty Wap over here, which you would observe if you observe some popular tarot reading channels. It's not just for celebrities, and it's not just big tarot pages. Anybody with a pack of cards can be petty in their viewing. People can look, and if they already have a preconceived notion about somebody, any card they pull is going to to validate that if that's what they want to see. You have to be open to any answer if you want a real answer. But some people just want to see what they want to see. So, being conscious of this, I'm putting out a friendly reminder that if you feel the Petty Wap starting to cook in you, remember why we've come to tarot. Remember that feeling, this desperation for some honesty and safe space. It'd be like there ain't nobody you can be real with, and you're not quite sure if anybody's gonna hear you or if they even freaking care. But hopefully, God, some ancestors, angels, somebody, hopefully, wants to hear you and is going to be nice to you, even though maybe your problems are considered stupid, small. Maybe you're just jacked up. Remember that? So, for all the folks that come for readings, we've got various troubles and various ways of looking at things. But we got to always try to see people as whole people, not just a piece of person. We might be looking at a moment in time. This is differences between, like, for example, looking at married people versus dating people versus in a relationship people, new relationship, long-term relationship. the differences. And I've said, like, I've never wanted to call it for anybody else. Like, I won't really say leave somebody alone if you don't want to leave them alone. Beyond, like, obviously, like, don't stalk nobody. But I'm saying I'm saying that I could tell you whether what I would think, and I can reflect on what you think. But um, there's definitely differences in leave or stay deciding, depending on how people feel about one another, how people feel about relationships in general, or that specific relationship, that person, their principles, how long they've been in a relationship. I know that some people think it's like you're like, Brittany, just be nice. Hey, hey, hey. No, I've witnessed folks that uh, become aware of any manner of things. I'm just like cheating, money issues. Where the money? Where is the money going? I've witnessed that and seen a person say "f this," and I've witnessed less than that. A person says, "I just want to go." I've witnessed people staying through stuff. And also, different people have different opinions on things, different perspectives. For some chickadees, they're ready to slap if they see their broham look at another set of cheeks. Don't be looking at them women over there. Slap. Uh, but here I am, just like, well, if you're just mad, like, if I'm the broham, I'm leaving from the slap. Never mind the eyeballing of the cheeks. Come on now. No slaps unless it's playtime slaps. But anyway, everybody's deal breakers are specific to them. And sometimes we're doing like a communal therapy kind of thing by eyeballing other people's stuff. I mean, like public business. Looking at public relationships, and if you chit chat with your significant other about other people's relationships, this can be a subtle way that people try to gauge what their person thinks. or try to keep them in line with threats that are vaguely thrown in their direction. I prefer more direct conversation, but that could be because I spend so much time with my cards. I'm just like, if I can't just talk to you regular, then forget it. Forget it. I can't take it. Oh man. Um. Yeah, I think I've said this more than once. My commentary on viewing public relations. We don't know all of what's going on, and maybe because I've seen uh I I was I listened to some Megan the Stallion. So I had saw the update on her relationship, that her relationship had ended, and then I saw some tarot readings on the happenstance, and I'm like, oh man, I can't imagine. That's rough roads. And if I was Megan, I don't know if I'd be able to resist clicking the tarot readings. I don't know. It would be advisable. If I was a reader, I'd say, don't look, ma'am. Don't look. But yeah, we only see what we see of people, and public people have not just the tarot readers to contend with, but just regular gossip people and the people beyond them. Just regular people chit chatting. And I've talked about the projectile thought rays. People that get to a certain position, certain elevation, do have some sensitivity to this. This is how they move accordingly. How you end up seeing an outfit and being like, wow, that's fabulous. How did they choose an outfit that was going to be considered fabulous? You could say that, oh, everything they choose is fabulous, or everybody thinks everything they do is fabulous. It's just like, there can be some people that are going to support anything that they do, but also they were in the flow of what's going to hit. This was some predictive fashioning. So where am I at on the means, the the dealing with the means? There's a lot of classifying how effective the mean is going to be, because this is the real issue. It can feel dangerous or damaging. this mean talk is going to ruin my life, stop my plans, ruin my reputation, make me lose everything. Some people are concerned, like, everyone's going to laugh at me. Oh no. The laughs. The hostility. Oh no. What if someone flings some tomatoes? That can be some concern. But it's mainly like how much ruining of my life can this conversation do? And even that, you can come to tarot to mitigate that. And I know that it sounds like that. I know it sounds like that's minimal, or like, oh, how, how is because you get direction that's going to be on point for the situation. Sometimes you think that the worst kind of gossiping or the most damaging kind of gossiping is going to be like, oh, your coworkers or something, when really it's a family member. And you're just like, I don't care what that family member says. Well, you should. And so tell them nothing else. So no longer be nice to that family member. So cut them off. That family member is an op. You'd be like, really? So who am I going to talk to then? It's the family member. You got to stop. And Tara will let you know. Maybe you'd have no problem cutting off the coworkers or not speaking to the coworkers, or you already don't. But that family member that you talk to, or that family member that you talk in front of, that family member that you have around you, that one right there can pose real damage. When you get notified through tarot, take it serious. If you hear it through other readers, whether that's public reading, or like you get personal readings, you've heard it from somebody else, if you really having a hard time accepting that, and pull your own cards also. And opposite direction also, if you read your own cards and you're having a really hard time accepting, go to a reader. But usually that's the hardest thing. And I sit here and think about it, and reading for like mean stuff, it's usually like who is causing the problem that can be hardest to accept. Because again, if you're dealing with opposition in your life, like you know, like you're experiencing the problem, you're feeling the feels, but to be instructed on how to correct it, and it might be really hard, but it's always simple. Yeah, yeah, difficult. For sure. I do recommend taking the time. And if again, if you are you're really trying to learn your cards and do it on your own, I'm gonna say at least like 2 decks. You don't need to get a ton of decks. Not a whole cabinet of decks. You don't have to have all that. But the reason why I'm saying like two is because say you shuffled your deck real good. You know you shuffled your deck real good. And you're pulling the same card repeatedly or same couple cards repeatedly for an issue. You might psych yourself out being like, "Oh, maybe somehow I'm finding these cards, or I don't know, like they're sticking together or something, I don't know." But the vibes, like the energy, you've waved your sage or your incense or your crystals, you've done all your stuff to try to clear out them cards, but you're still pulling the same cards. If you pull those cards and then you pull from another deck and then see the same cards, it's like now you got a deal. You must accept what you're seeing. Very difficult, very upsetting. Don't want it to be true, but you've got to accept. And from there, you got to believe that things will improve. That you make the moves that are being suggested to you, and things will get better. And that you are loved and cared for. That's why Spirit has the patience to tell you on multiple occasions. There is so much love. You get told, look at this. I'm just like, second time this has happened. Just in this series of cards. There's a confirmation on what I'm talking about. The whole cosmos is not against you. No matter how many people have run you down, no matter how many people have dissed you, no matter how alone you may feel, no matter how alone you may actually be, like in your physicality, you are loved, you are looked out for. And I know it's hard. I know. But try to hold on to this, because every one of us that experiences downs, like you're gonna you're gonna experience an up. Like you're gonna come up. And just like I've talked about watching folks like have no money, get money, lose money, get money, lose money, get money, lose money. Uh, get in relationship, lose relationship, get in relationship, lose relationship. Um, Station in life also, it's not just a straight shot where if you've been in the pits and you get yourself up there that you can't be taken down. That doesn't mean live in fear. That doesn't mean have the frights and paranoia. It means hold on to what you learned when things weren't so hot, when you weren't popping. Hold on to that stuff. And this is why I started the main discussion. Some folks turn super mean once they've got their stuff together to some regard. People only think like it's just money. If they're broken, they get money and then they're mean. But it can also be appearance. Like a person used to be big as a house, and big as a house. Person is a good size, and then they lose weight, and then they're mean. A person goes from living in the hood to bougie neighborhood. Now they're mean. Uh, a person used to be the nerdo, and growing up being a nerd wasn't cool, but now they're a freaking supersonic professor, scientist, brilliant person, and people just want to suck their balls because they're so smart. And now they're mean. So I was saying that turn, that switch can happen to anybody. And yes, was it brewing when they were in the pits? Yes. They were already cooking up some fury. Like one day I'm going to piss on you guys. That's what I'm going to do. Because you guys are so freaking mean to me. I can't wait. I can't wait. And then they get an opportunity. And they piss on people. And then they get pissed on by somebody bigger than them. Because the shit can continue to roll down the hill. You think you're at the top of the hill? Holy crap, there's another hill that just got built behind you. You didn't even know another hill could be built, but there we go. Now we're building hills. All right. So now there's a bigger hill behind you, and a person is pissing directly on your head. You can keep the cycle going. You're going to sit there, get pissed on until you can piss on them, and then you get pissed on again, and then you piss on them, and you can just keep on going. Or you could take that lesson and be like, I'm supposed to teach some people some things, share some intel, so that people that are brewing up their mean can be like, that's not the way. Do not harbor your anguish as gas to blow on somebody that you get bigger than. Those people are already in a way. They're already feeling a sad. Don't blast them. Do your best to be kind and nice. But know that you can blast that mean at who deserves some mean. Who deserves mean? Mean people. You get up on the big hill, and then you want to be nice to the mean people because now they're nice to you. No, they deserve your mean. No, I think I've said enough. I, I said enough. Um, if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you. I'm sending lots of love your way, many blessings on your journey, and I will see you in the next one.